Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the show where we are always striving to find the most obscure answers. Let's meet today's players. And couple number one.
Hi, I'm Gareth, and this is my partner Emma, and we're from London.
Couple number two.
Hi, I'm Chris, I'm from Essex, and this is my brother-in-law Dan, he's from Portsmouth.
Couple number three.
Hello, I'm Miranda. I'm from Hale in Cornwall, originally from Bristol, where my mother is. This is Judith.
And finally, couple number four.
Hi, I'm Vicky. This is my mum, Colleen, and we're from the Isle of Wight.
And these are today's contestants. Very good afternoon to all of you. A very warm welcome to the show. Lovely to have you with us. That just leaves one more person for me to introduce. His soup of the day is cold, hard facts with alphabetti spaghetti. It's my pointless friend. It's Richard.
Hiya. Hey, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Only Vicky and Colleen back from the last show.
I know.
Got knocked out in round two. Maybe see a bit more of them today. But the first three podiums are all newcomers.
I know.
Oh.
Yes.
What could happen?
What could happen? Thank you. Now, Chris and James got through to the final last time. They won the final last time. They were impressive. They were good.
Really good stuff.
They really were good. Anyway, all of this means that we're going to start today's show with our jackpot at £1,000. There it is. Right, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. Now, just remember, the pair with the highest score at the end of each round gets eliminated, OK? Scores low. Best of luck to all four pairs. Our first category this afternoon is cinema. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns films with ordinal numbers in their title. Richard.
On each board, we're going to show you the names of 7 films. You've missed out one word from each film, and that's an ordinal number. You just have to fill in the gaps, please. 7 on the first board, 7 on the second, 14 in all. To have a go at home.
Thank you very much indeed. OK, so we are looking for the missing numbers from these film titles. Here's our first board of 7, and we have got The Blank Seal, Max von Sydow, 1957. 50 Blank Dates, Adam Sandler, 2004. To Gillian on her blank birthday, Michelle Pfeiffer, 1996. Friday the Blank, Betsy Palmer, 1980. The Blank Configuration, Stacey Keach, 1980. The Blank Sense, Haley Joel Osment, 1999. And The Blank Man, Orson Welles, 1949. I'll read those film titles one last time. The Blank Seal, 50 Blank Dates. To Gillian on her blank birthday, Friday the Blank Configuration, The Blank Sense, and The Blank Man. Emma, welcome. Great to have you here, Emma. Tell us all about yourself.
I'm a civil engineer from London.
OK, tell us a little bit more about your civil engineering.
I am a site engineer, so I work on construction sites. So I manage the technical side of constructing buildings or bridges or stations or whatever it happens to be.
I see, so you work in a site office?
Yeah, or on site as well.
You're
in
right
the full
there.
oranges.
Okay, the full oranges, that's nice. And the hard hat. OK, now, Emma, what are you going to go for?
I know a couple. I'm just trying to think which one would be the lowest scorer. I'm going to go for The Sixth Sense.
The Sixth Sense, Haley Joel Osment. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said The Sixth Sense. It's absolutely right. Ooh, that's a high score, 76. Anyway, gets us off to a rollicking start. Well done, Emma.
Yeah, I have a sixth sense. I tend to see contestants who are going to get knocked out. It's so weird.
Dan, welcome to Pointless. Great to have you here. Tell us all about yourself.
So I'm a counter-extremism training officer for a local authority, which is about just stopping people, preventing people becoming drawn into extremism.
How long have you been doing that for?
4 years. 4 years.
Wow. That's,
Yeah.
I mean, that's fascinating.
It's interesting, always changing, always developing.
Yeah. And what are your interests, Dan?
Music, film, started getting into gardening over the last few years, where I can, because I have to deal with a 2-year-old, the rest of the time, and so it's kind of fitting in a bit of gardening.
Fitting a little bit of gardening. 2-year-old, though, I mean, are there little gardening tasks, maybe, that a 2-year-old quite... A bit of digging. like a bit of that.
Fertilising.
Fertilising, definitely that.
That's, yeah, producers.
Now, Dan, our films here, what are you thinking?
I'm going to go for the second one down, 50 First Dates.
50 first dates. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people went for first in that context. It's absolutely right. 76 is the only score we have so far, and you passed that. 52 for 50 first dates.
Yeah, set in Hawaii, 50 first dates.
Thank you very much. Judith, welcome. Here from Bristol.
Yes.
Tell us all about yourself, Judith.
Well, I'm a retired nursery nurse.
Yes.
I work with children all my life. But my husband is quite disabled at the moment, so I spend a lot of my time looking after him. And when I'm not doing that, I enjoy my 6 grandchildren. And also I like to garden and I build dolls' houses.
You build dolls' houses?
Well, assemble, let's
You assemble.
put it that way.
Okay, you don't design
Got
them
a
yourself.
basic sort of kit that you
Okay.
put together.
Very nice. Okay, now, Judith, these films with their missing words, what's leaping out at you?
Well, I know 2 of them, and they're both probably quite well known, but I'm going to go for The Third Man at the bottom.
The Third Man, says Judith, for the Orson Welles at the bottom. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said The Third Man. The Third Man is right. 76 still the high score. We passed that. 52 is the low score. We passed that. 43. This is all moving in the right direction, Judith. Well done.
Yeah, wonderful film, very atmospheric. Graham Greene wrote the screenplay for The Third Man.
Very good. Thank you, Richard. Vicky, welcome back. Yes, it was round 2 we had to say goodbye to you last time.
Yep.
Hoping to go a bit further, surely.
Yes, please.
Yes. Remind us all about yourself, Vicky.
So I'm from the Isle of Wight. I've been there 4 years, but previously to that, I was an Essex girl. And I used to be a customer services manager, but currently redundant, so hoping to get a new job very shortly.
In customer service. So were you at the end of a telephone then?
I used to take the escalations, so I used to deal with the
hang
horrible
on.
ones.
What's an escalation? That's
so
when
the
somebody...
ones that can't be dealt with by the team, they used to be put through to me.
They'd pass, so can I speak to Vicky?
I
they'd
want
say.
to talk to the manager.
And they'd say, all right, put them on hold for 40 minutes,
And
just
then I'd
for
take it.
fun. Let them cool down or stew.
Yeah,
And
cut you off twice.
Yeah.
Just to say sorry.
That's it.
Is there an escalation from an escalation?
Oh, yes.
Oh, who was that?
Well, that would be my manager.
Wow. Imagine that job.
So, Vicky, this board is all yours.
Oh, great.
What are you going to go for?
So all 3 of those are the only ones I knew, because I'm going to say that.
Yeah.
And the only other one I know is going to be high, and that's Friday the 13th.
Oh, and that is the one you're going to go
That's
for?
the only one I know,
OK.
yeah.
OK, Friday the 13th, says Vicky. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Friday the 13th. It's right, but it's 88 right. Anyway, it's 12 better than 100.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. It's damage limitation. They made 12 of those films. Didn't make a 13th.
Did they really?
Yeah. Let's take a look at the rest of these. The seventh seal is right. That would have scored 22. Do you know this next one?
I do not know. It sounds like a Simon and Garfunkel song.
Doesn't it just? You take a long time guessing as well. It's 37th. Very well done if you said 37th. Ooh, I know. 6 points for that. And this is another tough one. The
Again, I don't know that one.
9th configuration.
Here we are.
And that would have scored 8 points, so someone's heard of it. So the best answer on the board is 37th. Very well done if you said that.
Thank you very much indeed. We're halfway through the round. Let's have a look at those scores. Well now. 43, the best score of the past, Judith. Well done to you. Then we travel up to 52, where we find Dan and Chris. 76, where we find Emma and Gareth. 88, where we find Vicky and Colleen. Colleen, you get the nice, fresh new board. Best of luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Will the second players please step up to the podium? OK, let's put 7 more film titles with missing ordinal numbers up on the board, and here they come. We've got Blank Century Women, Annette Bening, 2017. Blank Parallel, Laurence Olivier, 1941. Born on the Blank of July, Tom Cruise, 1989. Blank Hour, Edward Norton, 2002. The Blank Element, Bruce Willis, 1997. Blank Street, Warner Baxter, 1933. And Blank Night or What You Will, Helena Bonham Carter, 1996. I'll read those again. Blank century women, blank parallel, born on the blank of July, blank hour, the blank element, blank street, and blank night or what you will. There we are. Colleen, welcome back. Remind us all about yourself, Colleen.
I also live on the Isle of Wight. I'm semi-retired.
What are you still doing?
Well, when I get bored, I go back to work. At the moment, I'm exam invigilating for the GCSEs.
What do you think about when you're doing? Because you're not allowed to read anymore, are you?
No.
You just have to stand and look.
Yeah, you just have to watch. Yeah.
I mean, is it just that? It's
I
just
actually
you
feel
watch.
quite sorry for the kids taking the exams.
Oh, I wouldn't feel sorry for them. They've got stuff to do.
No.
They get a seat. Now then, Colleen, what are you going to go for? You are our high scorers at the moment, so we need a low score.
Yeah, I know, but the only one I can think of is born on the 4th of July.
OK, you're going to go for 4th of July. Born on the 4th of July, no red lines, you're the high scorers. Let's see how many of our 100 people said 4th. That's right. 80. Ooh, that's a high one. 168 is your total.
Yeah, slightly trickier board, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, the subject of the film, Ron Kovic, he has a cameo in one of the parades in the film.
Ah. Thank you, Richard. Miranda, welcome.
Hello.
Welcome. Tell us all about yourself.
OK, I run a pub in Hale with my husband.
How long have you run this pub for?
Our new pub, 6 months. Before that, we ran a pub in a bit further up in Cornwall for 5 years. So
and is this a pub that's owned by a brewery and you've gone in, or is it your pub?
We
Is
are
it...
tenanted to a brewery.
You're tenanted.
So we
I
run
see.
the business. But
So you can make a lot of decisions of your own then, can
Absolutely,
you?
yeah.
Well, that's nice. Do you play the big football matches on an enormous
we
screen?
play. Oh gosh, yes. We've got a 10-foot screen.
10-foot screen.
So we do show a lot of sport. And apparently, when my show airs, when I'm on Pointless, they're going to put it on the big screen.
No
in high
way.
definition.
So
So
we're
right
in a
now.
pub right now, like massive in a
Oh,
pub.
that's
You are-
nice.
That
Say
is
hi.
amazing. Can I just say, drinks are on me. It's all on me, everybody.
But not me.
Miranda, what are you going to go for? You're on 43.
So it's going to be.
You're through, by the
Bit
way.
of
It doesn't matter what you score. That takes a bit of pressure off,
good.
doesn't it?
Oh, phew. OK, then. So I'll go for the bottom one.
Yes.
If I remember my Shakespearean plays, I think it's a Shakespearean play. The 12th Night.
12th night. Well spotted there, Miranda. 12th night, or what you will. No red line for you. You're already through. How many of our 100 people said 12th? It is right. Down it goes 31. 74 is your total.
Yeah, very well played. Also starring Nigel Hawthorne. Mel Smith is in that. All sorts of different people.
OK, now, Chris, welcome. Tell us all about yourself, Chris.
I am a stores manager for a construction firm, but I also own a tattoo studio, so that keeps me quite busy as well.
Oh.
Wow. So moonlighting as a tattoo
Yeah.
artist.
Yeah.
And how long have you been doing the tattooing?
About 6 years now, 7 years.
I see. So you took over the store. I mean, how did that start? How did the love of tattoos?
Basically, somebody bought me some tattoo machines. I used to paint,
Yeah.
and they just kind of assumed that I could do it and that I would enjoy it. As it turns out, I do enjoy it, but it has been a bit of a journey to get to where I have now.
Wow. What's the most impressive thing you've done to date?
Believe me, I've done it all, seen it all. Nothing sort of shocks me anymore or offends me.
I didn't ask for any shocking. I said, what's the most impressive thing you've done? OK. Well, we'll move swiftly on, because you're on 52. You can't lose. Doesn't matter what you say. Even if you score 100, you're still in the next round.
I'm going to take a guess and say I think it's The Fifth Element, Bruce Willis.
The Fifth Element. OK, no red line. You're already through. How many people said fifth for The Fifth Element? It's right. Down it goes to 66. Takes your total up to 118.
Yeah, stars Bruce Willis and Frank from The Vicar of Dibley. They're both in that film. So I think might make it unique in movie history.
It really does.
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Now then, Gareth, welcome. Good to have you here. Tell us all about yourself.
So I'm originally from Northern Ireland, but I moved over to London about 7 years ago, and I went to university there, and I've been basically here ever since.
Fantastic. And what do you do?
So I work for a large retail and commercial bank.
What are your interests, Gareth?
So a bit of an amateur track and field athlete. So run 400 metres and do a bit of triple jump on the side.
Just for the fun of it?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
so-
I mean, obviously competitively, but is there a club that you're part of? Or?
Yes, so Emma and I are both part of a club that trains in Battersea Park in London. Been there about 3 years and do the odd Sunday league competitions.
Very good indeed. OK, now, Gareth, you're on 76. You have to score 91 or less. How's this board for you? Do you fancy talking us through it?
Yeah, it's not great, to be honest. I had a few there, but they've gone. So I think the second from the bottom could be 32nd Street.
OK. 32nd Street. Is that the one you're going to go for?
Let's punt for that.
OK, 32nd Street, says Gareth. Here is your red line. You get below that, with 32nd Street, you're into round 2. Is it right, though? Oh, no, bad luck. I'm afraid not. 32nd Street. That takes your total up to 176.
Sorry, Gareth, you've got to walk 10 blocks north, I'm afraid. 42nd
42nd
Street.
Street.
Yeah. Obviously, the name was obviously somewhere there in your head, but 42nd, 22 points for that. The top one might have been worth a guess.
I would have thought 20th century women.
It is 20th century women,
Yeah.
yeah. Would have scored you 46. The parallel?
49th.
Here's the 49th parallel. Yep, Laurence Olivier movie. Would have scored 7. This is a tough one. You'd guess
11th.
11th, wouldn't you? But it's not 11th.
Ah.
I'm afraid. It's 25th. Would have scored you 8 points.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Well, we are at the end of our first round, which means we have to say goodbye to one of our pairs. Oh, Gareth and Emma. Look at you. We'll see you again next time. I'm sure we'll do much better then. But thanks very much. Meantime, Gareth and Emma. But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. Very well done, everybody. We made it through that round, some of us by the skin of our teeth, Vicky and Colleen. Very well done, Miranda. Lowest individual scorer there. Nice bit of Shakespeare. And Judith and Miranda, in fact, our lowest combined scorers. So very well done to you on the middle podium there. Best of luck to all 3 pairs. Our category for round 2 today is Kings and Queens. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, let's find out what the question is. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many monarchs who immediately succeeded a parent as they could. Richard.
So you're looking for the name and regnal number, please, of any king or queen of England or later Great Britain or the UK who immediately succeeded their mum or dad as king or queen.
I love
so, you see, this is your sort of thing, isn't it?
We've gone from ordinal to regnal.
Yes,
like
I know.
that. I like that.
So any king or queen of England and later GB or UK whose the previous monarch was their mother or their father.
Thank you very much indeed. So, Chris, we come to you.
I'm literally stabbing in the dark here, and I'm going to say King George II.
George II, says Chris. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said George II. It's right. And look at that, down against 14. Very well done indeed, Chris. That fell very nicely, didn't it? 14.
I mean, there's going to be some luck involved in this round, I think. And his dad was George I.
Yes.
And he succeeded him.
That's right.
So there you go.
There we are. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, Miranda, what are you going to go for?
I'm going to go for Edward after Victoria.
OK.
But I don't know what number he was.
We want a
so-
regnal number.
Yes, I'm going to go for Edward the 7th.
Edward the 7th, says Miranda. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Edward the 7th. It is indeed right. 14 is the only score we have so far. And look at that, 19. Not bad at all, Miranda. Very good.
Yes, and he succeeded Victoria, as you rightly said. Very good.
Very nice.
Yep.
Vicky, how are we feeling about this?
I've got one in my head, but I'm not sure if he succeeded a parent, so I'm really scared to say it. I'm going to go for it and say King Stephen.
King Stephen.
But I don't know if he succeeded a parent. I just know it's going to be a good one.
King Stephen. Oh, if he did, that would be a brilliant one. Yes. Do you know who? Well, but not.
I don't know him personally.
Okay. Let's see how many of our 100 people said King Stephen, if it's right. Oh, no! Oh, bad luck. I'm sorry, Vicky. That's an incorrect answer. Great king to land on, though. Scores you 100 points.
Yeah, King Stephen. Also, of course, what it says in Stephen King's passport. Yeah, his father was a French count and his mother was a French countess.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Well, listen, we're halfway through the round. Let's have a little recap of those scores. 14, the best score of the past, Chris. Very well done in there. Now, 19 is where we find Miranda and Judith, and then 100, Vicky and Colleen. So, Colleen, I'd be very surprised if that's the last 100 in the round. But if we have a nice low score from you, that could set you up very nicely indeed for a place in the head-to-head. So good luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Will the second players please step up to the podium? So, Colleen, we are looking for monarchs of England, Great Britain or the UK who directly succeeded one of their parents. Remember, you're on a high score there, on 100, so we need a low score.
Mine's a bit controversial, really. I'm going to say Edward VIII.
Edward VIII. No red line for you as you're the high scorers, but let's see what happens when we say Edward VIII. Absolutely right. Down he goes to 13. Very well done indeed. Nicely done.
Didn't last long.
No.
But he was a king.
He was a king, succeeded his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we are. Thank you very much indeed. Now then, Judith, what we need from you is a score of 93 or less.
George the V?
George the Fifth. OK, George the Fifth, says Judith. Here is your red line, nice and high. Can you get below that with George the Fifth? Let's find out. It's absolutely right. George the Fifth takes you down to 26, takes your total up to 45. Very good.
Yeah, we're filling in our recent history nicely there. Slots in between Edward VII and Edward VIII.
Thank you very much, Richard. Now then, Dan. You're on 14. We need a score of 98 or less. Basically, we just need a correct answer.
OK. I think anything I say is going to be a risk because... No idea. Elizabeth II.
I think that's exactly the most sensible thing to say at this point.
Safe.
Elizabeth II. Here is your red line. One would imagine you would get below that red line. I don't know, though. Let's find out. How many of our 100 people said Elizabeth II? You've done it! Wow, 50. There we are. 64 is your total. Through you go to the next round.
Yeah, that was my banker answer as well on that round. And she succeeded her father, who was George VI.
Indeed.
Queen Elizabeth II. Shall we go through some low scorers?
Yes.
You would have got 8 points for Charles I, Edward II, Henry V and Richard I. You would have got 6 points for Henry VI. You'd have got 5 points for Edward V. You'd have got 4 points for Edward I. 4 points also for Henry III. 3 points for Edward III. And Mary II would have scored you 1 point. Should we take a look at the top three answers?
Yep.
Heard a couple of them already. George V there with 26. Henry VIII would have scored you 28. And 50 points there for Elizabeth II.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Well, we are at the end of our second round. We have to say goodbye to another of our pairs. Colleen and Vicky, I'm afraid it's you. This is where we say goodbye. It's been great having you on both shows. I'm sorry you didn't make it through to the head-to-head, but you've done very well. Anyway, thanks so much, Colleen and Vicky. But for the remaining two pairs, it's now time for the head-to-head. Congratulations, Miranda, Judith, Dan and Chris. You're now one step closer to the final and a chance to play for our jackpot, currently standing at £1,000. But it's the head-to-head. You start playing as a pair. First pair to win 2 questions will be playing for that jackpot. Well, this is exciting.
Well, if it's exciting here, imagine what it's like in the pub.
Oh.
It'd be fever pitch.
So this is nice. Family versus in-laws. Very good. Best of luck to both pairs. Let's play the head-to-head. Here is your first question, and it concerns indoor plants. Richard.
Yeah, 5 pictures now of common house plants. We're also going to give you alternate letters of their names, but what are they, please?
Thank you very much. Let's reveal these indoor plants. Here they come. We've got A, AOVR, B, BNA, C, SRNOPAL, D, CIEEOEPAT, and E, RBEPAT. There we are, 5 indoor plants. Miranda and Judith, you're our low scorers, so you get to go first. Feel free to confer.
I only know the obvious ones, the rubber plant and the bonsai. Go on, let's go.
Yeah, okay. We're going to go for E. Rubber plant.
Rubber plant. Rubber plant. OK, Dan and Chris, do you want to talk us through the rest of that board?
Well, we was going to go for E as well.
OK.
So we're thinking A is aloe vera, B is bonsai. We don't actually know C or D, so we're going to go with A, aloe vera.
OK, A, aloe vera. So we have rubber plant, we have aloe vera. Miranda and Judith went for rubber plant. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said it. Rubber plant is absolutely right. And Dan, that goes to 38. Good score. Dan and Chris, meanwhile, have gone for aloe vera for A. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said aloe vera. It's right. Oh, it's a high score. Very well done indeed. Miranda and Judith, after one question, you're up 1-0.
Yeah, nicely played. Let's fill in the rest of these, shall we? B is the biggest scorer of all, bonsai. They scored you 89. And if you don't know the other two, you've got to just try and work them out. So let's take a look at C.
Well, I thought to start with, I was thinking it was spring.
I thought it was shrine of something.
Shrine. And then pearls went back to string, string of pearls.
String of pearls is the right answer. Very well done if you worked that out, or if you knew it. Would have scored you 4 points. You can sort of see why it's called that as well. And now this next one, there's 2 words we can work out here. Plant, we know at the end.
Yeah.
The first one is a nationality.
It's Chinese.
Chinese, so it's a Chinese something plant.
I happen to know this one. It's a money plant.
Chinese money plant. And it's a pointless answer, so very well done if you said that. It's nice that the Chinese money plant would have added £250 to the jackpot.
Wouldn't that have been nice?
Yeah.
Very nice. Sadly, it didn't happen. Anyway, Dan and Chris, when it comes to this second question, you have to win this one to stay in the game, so best of luck. Our second question today is all about acting Martins.
Yeah, this is a question about anyone who's got someone called Martin who works in their office and who takes over when Martin is on holiday. I just made that up.
No.
So we're going to show you 5 parts played by acting Martins now, but which Martins played these parts?
OK, let's reveal the parts played by our acting Martins, and here they are. Captain Benjamin L. Willard, Apocalypse Now, 1979. Reggie Cray, The Krays, 1990. Marcus Burnett, Bad Boys, 1995. Richard Burbage, Shakespeare in Love, 1998. And Bilbo Baggins, The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, 2012. I'll read those one last time. Captain Benjamin L. Willard, Apocalypse Now, 1979. Reggie Cray, The Krays, 1990. Marcus Burnett, Bad Boys, 1995. Richard Burbage, Shakespeare in Love, 1998. And Bilbo Baggins, The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey, 2012. Dan and Chris, you'll go first.
We're going to go for the middle one, Marcus Burnett, Martin Lawrence.
Martin Lawrence, say Dan and Chris. Martin Lawrence. Now then, Miranda and Judith, it's over to you. Do you want to talk us through the rest of that board?
I think Reggie Cray was Gary Martin. Okay, let's move on.
Go for the top one.
Yeah, let's just go for the top one.
Yeah.
Martin Kemp is Reggie Cray. isn't it? But what, do you want to go for the
No,
top
no,
one?
no, no, no. Go with that. Go with that
Oh, the
answer.
pressure.
She always knows best.
No, I don't.
Oh, go on with it, girl.
Well, everybody knows the Kemps winning the Cranes. I'm going to go for Martin Kemp,
For which one?
Reggie Cray.
For Reggie Cray. OK, Reggie Cray, Martin Kemp. So we have Martin Lawrence and Martin Kemp. Now, Dan and Chris said Martin Lawrence for Marcus Burnett in Bad Boys. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Martin Lawrence. It's a good answer. Oh, well done. Down to 11. Well done, Dan and Chris. Martin Lawrence gets 11. Miranda and Judith, meanwhile, have gone for Martin Kemp for Reggie Cray in The Craze. Let's see how many people said Martin Kemp. It's right.
It's not right enough.
It's a good answer. 30 is what it scores, though. Well done, Dan and Chris, back in the game. Just what we needed from you. After 2 questions, it's 1-1.
Well played, gents. I think your mum sort of forced you into saying Martin Kemp there. I think you wanted to say Martin Sheen.
Yeah.
If you had said Martin Sheen, 12 points, so you still would have missed out, but it would have been much more exciting. Imagine the atmosphere in the pub if you'd said that. Oh, would have been quite something, wouldn't it? Bilbo Baggins is Martin Freeman. Would have scored you 29. Do you know Richard Burbage?
Well, it's Martin Clunes.
It is Martin Clunes. 2 points for that. Best answer on the board.
There we are. Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Ooh, this is exciting. It all comes down to the decider. Our third question of 3. Miranda and Judith, you get to answer this first, but whichever one of you wins this goes through to the final to play for that jackpot. So best of luck to both pairs. Our third question today is all about fishing port registration letters.
Yeah, we're going to show you 5 fishing port registration codes now. That's where fishing fleets are based in the UK. Each of these ones are actually the first and last letters of various ports from the UK. So which ports are these, please?
Thank you very much indeed. Let's reveal our codes for the ports, and here they are, 5 of them. We've got DR, England, LK, Scotland, HH, England, CF, Wales, PW, England. I'll read those again. DR, England, LK, Scotland, HH, England, CF, Wales, PW, England. There we are. Miranda and Judith will go first.
I think LK could be Lerwick. Let's do that then.
Which one?
The one you said.
We're not really sure about any of these, but we're going to go for the second one down is Lerwick.
Lowick. Lowick, say Miranda and Judith. Now then, Dan and Chris.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk us through that board?
We can't talk you through the board. So DR is Dover. I think we're going to go for CF, Carnarvon.
Carnarvon.
Yeah.
OK, and we have LK Lowick. OK, Miranda and Judith said LK was Lowick. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people got that. Lowick is absolutely right. I think that's a very good answer. Down it goes to 5. Very well done indeed, Miranda and Judith. LK was Lowick, and that was a low score. Dan and Chris, meanwhile, have gone for CF Carnarvon. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people got that. But is it right? No, I'm afraid not. But very well done, Miranda and Judith. That means after 3 questions, you're through to the final 2-1.
Yes, the best answer on the board, Lerwick, so very well played. Could not have been beaten. Not Carnarvon, much simpler than that. Cardiff. Cardiff is the biggest scorer on the board, though, would have scored you 68 points. DR, you're quite right, was Dover. That would have scored 39. Do you know HH?
I can't think what HH is. It's
Ends
going
with
to
H.
annoy me.
Ends
Yeah.
in H.
Yeah.
Harwich.
Oh, of course, it's Harwich.
That would have scored you 18. And the bottom one, PW, not a million miles from you.
Yeah. Padstow.
Padstow.
Oh,
Yeah. It's all right, it scored more points than Lerwick, so it doesn't matter. Would have scored 7 points.
Thank you very much indeed. So the pair leaving us at the end of the head-to-head round, I'm afraid, Dan and Chris, it is you, but you'll be back next time. And I'm sure you'll do even better next time. But it's been great having you on the show. Thank you so much for playing so well, Dan and Chris. But for Miranda and Judith, it's now time for our pointless fun. Oh, very, very well done, Miranda and Judith. You've seen off all the competition and you have won our coveted pointless trophy.
Brilliant.
You now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot. And at the end of today's show, the jackpot is standing at £1,000. Well, very well done. You played incredibly well. It's been brilliant having you on the show. Just the one show, but we had some great, great answers from you. What do you want to see come up? What's going to help you win this jackpot?
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe geography or like capital cities, something like that.
Something like that. Good. Miranda?
Anything.
Oh, anything. Good. OK, well, I can
Let's
guarantee
play
that. We will definitely have that. As always, you get to choose your category from the 4 that appear on the board. Let's see what today's selection looks like. We've got European battles, contemporary thriller writers, lower league European football, and non-Harry Potter films by Harry Potter stars.
Oh. Oh. The bottom one?
Yeah, it's going to have to be.
What do you think?
Let's go with the bottom one.
We'll have to go with the bottom one. Please.
OK, non-Harry Potter films by Harry Potter stars.
OK, we are looking for any film other than the Harry Potter films starring Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, or Rupert Grint. That's any feature film made for cinema release according to IMDb up to March 2019, starring one of those 3. Very best of luck.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, as always, you've got up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers. All you need to win that jackpot is for just one of your answers to be pointless. I'm going to remind you now, you don't have to answer all 3 categories. Focus on whichever category or categories you like the look of. Are you ready?
Sort of.
OK, good answer. Let's put 60 seconds up on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
I absolutely have no idea.
I thought you'd know.
No, like Daniel Radcliffe, I was thinking of
Dunkirk.
Oh, was he in Dunkirk?
I think so, yeah.
And there was another period one, and it's Rooks something or Crow something, but I can't remember what it was called. I don't...
Emma Watson, she's doing stuff in Hollywood, isn't she?
I don't know any Emma Watson films.
Oh, we're doing well so far.
I know, but we've got the trophy. Grint films. Oh, this is going to be terrible. I honestly don't know, Mum. I'm really sorry.
Was she Emma Watson? She went in, like, Bridesmaids or something
No,
stupid
nothing
like
that. No, it's more...
10 seconds left.
Acting, isn't it?
Serious acting.
I should know, but I really
Daniel
gone
Radcliffe
completely
wasn't
blank.
in any of the...
Yeah, we'll definitely go with Dunkirk.
OK, that, I'm afraid, is your minute up. Let's have your 3 answers. What have you got?
So, Daniel Radcliffe, what I do believe was in Dunkirk.
Dunkirk.
Emma Watson. We'll go with Emma.
Emma.
She wasn't Emma.
For Emma Watson, OK. And...
Rupert Grint.
And Daniel Radcliffe, let's go for... oh, blimey. I can't think of a single film.
Why not just name a regular at the pub?
Alan.
There you go.
Alan. OK, so of those 3 answers, we've got Dunkirk, Emma, and Alan. Sounds like a busy night in the pub, doesn't it?
I think Alan would be quite pleased with
Of those 3, which do you think is your best shot at a pointless answer?
Dunkirk.
Should we put Dunkirk last? Least likely to be pointless? Would you?
Alan.
Alan. OK, we'll put Alan first, then pop Emma in the middle. OK, well, let's put those answers up on the board in that order, and here they are. We have got Alan, Emma, and Dunkirk. Very, very best of luck. 3 answers on the board there. What if one of those turned out to be a pointless answer?
Especially Alan.
Especially Alan.
Come on, Alan. Wow. Come on, Alan.
What would you do with your winnings? What would you spend your spoils on?
Well, I did think about having my teeth whitened. But,
That, Judith, is my favourite answer in nearly 1,300 episodes, can I just say?
But I did decide that maybe a garden swing would be rather nice.
lovely. Or you could maybe do a bit of both. I don't know. A bit of whitening while you're toing and froing. I don't know. Miranda.
Well, as it's not quite enough to take my children to Florida, I would have to just spend it on some more art supplies. Because I do paint as well as run a pub.
There we are. OK, well, the very, very best of luck. 3 answers here. Let's see if one of these can whiten your teeth and broaden your art supply cupboard. Your first answer was Alan. In this case, we were looking for films starring Daniel Radcliffe. Let's see if this is right. And if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said Alan. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, yes, no Alan, I'm afraid. Let's move on to your next answer, which is Emma. And in this case, we're looking for films starring Emma Watson. If Emma is pointless and correct, you will leave here with £1,000. Let's see how many people said Emma. No, bad luck.
No
I'm afraid another incorrect answer. OK, so we now move on to firmer ground, you felt. You're thinking Dunkirk is a film that Daniel Radcliffe was in. Let's find out if that's right. And if it's pointless, you'll leave here with £1,000. Let's see how many people said Dunkirk. No, bad luck. Bad luck. Well, that was a tough round, but you played it very gamely, I have to say. I'm afraid, though, we didn't manage to find the all-important pointless answer, so I'm afraid you don't win today's jackpot. However, you played so well. Just one show you've been on, right the way through to the final, and you get to take home a lovely pointless trophy each. So very well done indeed.
Yeah, Daniel Radcliffe not in Dunkirk, I'm afraid, or in Alan. I'll tell you a few films he was in. These are pointless answers. The Woman in Black was the biggest scorer. Beast of Burden, The Tailor of Panama would have been a pointless answer, and Trainwreck. Emma Watson films, these are the pointless answers. Regression, The Tale of Despereaux, this is The End. And Rupert Grint, only 2 pointless answers here. CBGB and Charlie Countryman. Very well done if you said any of those at home. This has been a terrific performance. I'm sorry you didn't win the jackpot, but I will leave you with a quiz question, and that is, can you tell me what Daniel Radcliffe's dad is called?
Alan?
Alan?
Correct. He is correct.
Well, Miranda and Judith, sadly, you didn't win our jackpot today. That will therefore roll over onto the next show when we will be playing for £2,000. Join us next time, see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye, Alan.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.